already blessed and shuffled. I'm just gonna quickly. Five of Cups in reverse. Magician, another one. Oh, six of Cups. Now we have 11, and we also would have the Page of Cups. Interesting. Okay, and then we have the Lovers. Wow. And we end with the Moon. You know, we have a new moon coming. It's a Gemini moon. Very interesting. So this reading is for people who have been out of contact, have never had contact, have had long-term separation with their divine masculine. If you're in another type of situation, but this resonates thus far, you may want to watch it. There might be a message for you. And if this doesn't resonate thus far, please go ahead and click off. Maybe find another one of my videos, or just another video that, you know, is going to liven your spirits today, okay? By the way, flash sale ends today, 27% off any service over $30 for new clients, 31% off for existing clients. Let's get this going. Check out the website, guys. It's a great time to get your contract reading. Any of my more, you know, pricey readings that take a bit more time, or just needing more time, you know, 90-minute sessions versus 30 minutes. Just look into it. I'm very proud of those of you who have taken advantage. Remember, you don't have to use them now. You can always use them in the future. Just keep them as a credit on your account. All right. Whoa, too many. Is he thinking of you? Interesting. Is he thinking of you? Yes. But he's thinking about you and a lot of other stuff as well. Okay? So here we can kind of see, I don't think he's thinking about you in terms of, you know, you being his twin flame. He's thinking about you in terms of being one of the many options of things that he could pursue or let go of. This has lately been representing choice. So a lot of masculines are finding their power. They've stopped procrastinating. They're deciding, you know what, let me do my research, let me go within, let me really think about this and figure out what it is that matters. They make that choice. And again, this is no longer about chaos, confusion, fear. Look at this candle, barely holding on. You guys, I finally bought a new pack of candles. I just have to use like 4 more. I promise I'm not cheap. It's not that, guys. It's just that, you know, what am I supposed to throw away a whole pack of candles just because they sometimes burn out? Judge not. All right. But yeah, so we see people here, like these masculines, they're thinking about everything and they're deciding to make a choice. Okay, so you also see that it's a pure thing. All right, it's not necessarily about, oh, because we have history, or, you know, it's, and to me that is the purest way to make a decision. It's not because of something, not in spite of, or, you know what I'm saying? I want it to be absolutely pure, just what's best for everyone, the collective good, everything. And I kind of feel like that's where he's at. He is thinking about you. It may not be, oh yeah, that person is my twin flame and what a connection we have, but you're on his mind as a choice he could possibly make, which is still, to me, that's still beautiful, because it's like, if you guys have had no contact, or if you've never even met them, yet you guys already have that telepathic connection and they just kind of know there's somebody there, to me, that at least means they're not completely blocking you out anymore. That's great. Yeah, I think they're going to communicate it soon too. A lot of you have been getting contacted lately. I told you waves and waves and waves, and it comes when you least expect it. Sometimes it comes right when you think it's going to. It just really depends on what the universe is trying to deliver, I guess. All right, so whoa, that's a lot. Does he have feelings? Okay, too many. Just one, please. Does he have feelings? Jeez Louise, this keeps trying to come out, man. In that too. All right. Oh, there we go. Look at that. How does he feel about you? Ace of Swords. He knows that together you guys can have victory. So he does have feelings for you, but I will say this, there is some conflict about it. Because it's like, yes, we can have victory, but I'm not sure about something. There's this internal conflict that is driving me away rather than towards. So I feel the energy. I feel the power. It's a very powerful, okay? There's a force between you guys that just kind of draws you closer, okay? There's a force, and at the same time, it's like, but yeah, there's something wrong. That's very interesting. But that's probably what has led to the separation in the first place. So, okay. And you see here, look, this is the visionary. This is the entrepreneur. So it's like, I think that's where he sees the victory as possible. But then, yeah, but then at the same time, there's something about you. Of course, there's our answer. There's a conflict within, and it's basically something that he wasn't expecting you to be. You know, have you ever been in a relationship with someone and, you know, you get to know them a little bit more and realize either something that you expected out of them wasn't what the deal was, or something that you kind of like don't really like in people or aren't attracted to turns up to be a trait of theirs, and it's like, ugh. So there's it's I don't know if it's exactly that, but it's that kind of vibe, like, oh man, you know, I wasn't really sure. And I feel like they might actually tell you what it is, which to me is kind of rare with these masculines. I think that they're afraid to be honest sometimes, especially and you know what? This is very recent. Now that I'm remembering some of the energies and the flows lately, it is very recent that these masculines are even realizing you have flaws in the first place. So now they may finally so again, if they haven't spoken up, don't think that they've been like, she's terrible, he's terrible. It's not like that. It's just they're realizing, okay, there are some things about you that I didn't expect. And I could focus on that, or I could focus on what's still there, what I do like, what is upstanding and outstanding about them. So it just depends on where their vision goes. If they're following the vision of karma, but it has really only been recently that they've realized, man, I really like her. I really like him. I want more. And I think if I just talk to them about this problem that I'm having, that maybe something good can come out of it. So they do feel like they can talk to you. But again, it really depends on how they take this realization, how they take the news. If they're going to be mature about it, then you may end up seeing this commitment. You know, this is the matrimony king. It really does depend, though. It does depend. All right. Is he hoping for a future with you? Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. What did I just say? Okay. Hold on, you see how this, hold on, let me see what this is. Oh my gosh, is that a thing? Is that a thing? You know, you tarot specialist people, is that a thing? Is he hoping for a future with you? King, 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 what's missing? King of Swords. He has to get that together, okay? Let me see something. Look at that. Ooh, His queen did not turn out. He's realizing, look at how that even came out. Remember, that was a deck altogether, and yet it was still there. It came out that something isn't what he expected. The vision that he had changed. And yet, when he thinks about his future and the stability of his kingdom, because I think this is the most kingdom-based king, is the King of Pentacles. you can do it. You guys, I'm close. I feel like you are all finding out just how frugal I am. I'm just gonna leave the candle up. Don't judge me. I'm not cheap, I'm frugal. So you have something really beautiful happening, which is this realization that no matter who you are, I want to be the king. I want to be the king of your world, in your life, etc. So he's working on his mind, the way he thinks. Okay, that makes sense. King of Swords, making the choice. But what he really does hope, though, is that he overcomes these emotions where he goes back and forth about you. That is why he doesn't want to be with you right now. Because he doesn't want to be that person to you, of all people. The average person, sure, I can be in a relationship with them where I don't even know if I like them or not. And it's not really that big of a deal because I'm probably going to leave them one day. But you're special and you deserve better. And I don't want to be there treating you like with that indifference because I can't really tell how I feel because I'm still wrapped up in these thoughts about other things rather than focusing on what stands, what's there. But what's important is we have these two upright, okay, cups here. And if you think about it, it's like what stands is these two. So I think the message is, and I think he even understands this, is no matter what, he needs a queen who is loyal. And so it's just like, yeah, you might have flaws, but you're a beast. When it comes to the things that he needs, you're perfect. And so he just has to overcome this issue he has. And a lot of it is the culture and the society, all right? The way that we live, the things that we expect out of our partners, the way we treat each other, that's really what all this is about. He's conflicted because it's like, well, I'm supposed to have a partner that does this, this, and this. Or in America right now, at least in my generation, it's like, oh, relationships, boo, who wants that, you know? And so it's like very easy to kind of treat each other like crap, really. It's very easy to, oh, you're showing me too much attention, you're thirsty. It's like that was normal back in the day. It was normal to treat each other kindly and care and call each other and, you know what I mean, and come hang out. And nowadays it's like, oh, if we spend too much time together, you're clingy, we're too close. So he's torn because you make him feel like he wants to sit down, buckle down, and settle down, focus and build his kingdom. And yet everything else in him, in terms of what's fed to him from outside, from TV, from songs, from whatever, is, you know, live this life that is dangerous and wild and free. That's real freedom. But that constant fear, that constant pressure, to show up and show out, all that, it makes him feel terrible, and he knows it. So he's in this place where he hopes in the end that he can follow his heart. That's beautiful. I needed to expand on that because the way the cards came out, that just, So we see, and look, when I put it in, this is our final energy. The matrimony, the Queen of Cups, this very focused, powerful, loving, compassionate, nurturing queen. Very intuitive, very calm. He realizes how powerful you could be in his life, and you could help calm some of these issues. So let's just do a quick check-in here. So we see, I wanted to kind of get this first. I wasn't sure if I was going to even pull these because I knew what I had in mind, like kind of answering some of these questions we have, like, does he miss me? Does he care? Does he want me in his life? Does he even think about me? And does he even if you guys have never met, it's like, does he consider that there's someone out here who could love him the way he should be? Does he realize that there is a craving deep within him that says, I want more out of this life and I want to share it with someone? So I feel like this shows me, yes, let's go a little bit further. Let's find the spirit of it all, because it is deeper. There is more to it. All right. So does he think of you? Yes. He's thinking about choices. So what do we need to know about this? You know, what is the spirit behind these? You know, there may be healing happening. There may be growth. But ultimately, he's thinking about us. He's thinking about making choices. He no longer feels overwhelmed. So what is he thinking about? Interesting. Look at this. We've talked about this before, guys. The ball and chain. The lack of freedom. We just talked about this. This belief that we're being fed that all of this stuff, materialism, capitalism, the addiction to all of these things, sexuality, all that, if he leaves that behind, he's still going to be in this kind of hellacious place. He doesn't feel good about being tied to this person. And what do we see here? We see the devil looking straight ahead, looking out at the people, dead eyes, looking right at him. You see the feminine looking out at the people like whatever. And you see the masculine looking at the feminine like, ugh, I hate you, okay? That's now when you think about the lovers, we have this kind of connection here where the angel looks at the masculine looks at the feminine looks to the angel, and there's this beautiful flow, okay, the checks and balances that we've talked about before. Here you see, even here, the devil hides the light, hides it behind the masculine, so that's where they're always the slower ones. So what is he thinking about? This realization that someone has had him trapped, some thought process, belief system, think the Hierophant, right? Something about me and what I think is real and true is contrived. It's not real. It's been manifested through falsehoods, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. So this is why you're even in his head, because and some of them had an addiction to you, and they did not like how that made them feel. They didn't want you to just be another part of that world that they were in, right? But some of them are just realizing as they come out of that feeling, like, you know what? I don't want that. I want to choose something that's going to make me feel like I am alive and happy, and that my well-being is, it's firmly in place, and I don't waver when things go wrong. Because if I can get to a place where I don't look at my feminine like this and ask myself, why did I even get myself into this? I regret this. If I don't look at my feminine like this, then why in the world would I even want to be in a relationship? Why would I even want that? And remember, this card in the angel deck, okay, in this deck here, it's the ego. It's the ego. And it's funny because sometimes you guys hear me talk about how in this deck, they reuse some of the pictures of some of the masculine figures. And on the ego card, it's the same as the Fool in that deck. It's just like they just zoomed out or something. It's weird. Anyways, and so it's like, that ego is what stops people from moving forward and moving on. And so here it's like, at the same time, I think he's trying to make choices that are not based on ego, that is driven by materialism. And you know what I'm saying? He's in a healthier place, and it's actually a lovely thing. It's just that I think some of us are like, hey, can you hurry it up? Like, and it's like, you can't rush that process. There's something really beautiful, especially any of you who have kids. I've been a teacher in the past. And so it's like, when you watch something click in their minds that they figured out on their own, or if your child ever comes to you and they do that kind of, I was thinking about something and you're like, holy cow, you're a little genius. Like, where did that come from? When you watch that happen, there's something so amazing versus having to beat it into someone's head and show them over and over and over and over. Here's what you're supposed to do. No, man, there's something beautiful about them leaving behind darkness on their own. So I know it might seem frustrating that it's like, wow, he's still in the process of even realizing I'm a choice. I'm not a confusing, overwhelming option, but I'm a choice that he can make and be happy with. And he's still figuring out that, being connected to each other is not going to, be worse than hell on earth. It's like, really? And it's like, yeah, he is. It's still happening, slowly but surely. All right, what's the energy? What do we see? 1 + 5 is 6. Look at this. Look how different. Not only does your masculine hope to change from being tied to a freaking whatever that is, column, I guess, ball and chained, he also wants to change his position from being a person who is below or beneath or impoverished or lacking to one who is giving. In one hand, he will hold nourishment, manna from God. In the other hand, he will hold the scales, the wisdom of decision. Rather than being here, he's just a pawn who gets his freaking ass lit on fire all the time. Always having to deal with punishment for doing really nothing, just living in this darkness. So he wants to shift. And remember, this is, okay, our twin. We've seen a lot of 6s today. This is our twin flame, leader, if you will. All the twin flames of the collective, this is basically what we represent as a whole. Okay? Wise, discern, giving. So if you think about this, he's trying to shift from a place of receive, gimme, 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 I want it now, you know, I want what they told me I'm supposed to want, to a place of saying, I don't even think like that anymore. My mind doesn't even go there. Like, that's not where I'm at. Okay? All right. Hold on. Yeah. I told you. Leaving the darkness behind. And we've talked. And look, what did I keep talking about this. These moons this year, I've never noticed how, and maybe it was happening before, but it was just maybe I wasn't in the wave yet. But these moons this year seem to be having a tremendous impact on twin flames. Down, I mean, again, even down to the eclipses, and I know that's more normal, but even the little, like just the new and full moon, it's like really, really tremendous energies when you consider everything else that's happening around it and how it's impacting the collective. So there's something, again, happening very soon for some, where it's just like, you know what, under this wisdom, when I have these insights and I really can see what's really going on behind the scenes, see what's really going on with these false stories I'm being told. No, I'm done. I'm walking away, and I'm happy with this decision. I will neatly leave this out for some other person. I'm good. I made this decision. I drove it all the way to the beach, got out the car, paid for parking, put all these in my satchel, walked all the way down to the edge. I knew what I was doing. This was not an accident. Okay, this is a masculine who's not going back, you guys. This is a masculine who has been hypnotized in this position, some of them with a karmic, some of them just, again, being already feelings tied to you. So they already felt the bond. They knew they were connected, and they hated it. Even though you guys weren't even together, they hated how you made them feel. So they had this vision of you that they created, of this little devil woman that's just trying to take them away from what they want to live in. Da, 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 da. They are walking away from these beliefs, these illusions. It's over. Oh, sorry, you stay there. Okay. All right, so yes, they have feelings about you, for you, but they are conflicting, likely because of some new information or some realization they've had about you. How deep, though? That's what I yeah. Oh, look, I stopped on the... How deep? How deep is your love for me, Divine Masculine? Whoa, that was so fast. Oh my gosh, you guys remember? Wow, okay, so we're getting, I'm going to keep these even though there's two. Now, this is interesting. That's hella deep. Hella deep. You light my path. This is the path to enlightenment. This is the divine spark. Hella deep. Now, I've been telling you guys that. This to me, when twin flames meet, this is what happens in that instant. Whether it's that moment of deep telepathy from across the room, or like with me and my masculine, where I just walked up and hugged him, and I don't touch people that I don't know, you guys. I'm not like that. And I just threw my arms around him and said, what did I say? Who are you? I said, who are you? Where did you come from? You guys, I'm Fiery Grace the Gifted. I'm very smooth when I talk to my gentlemen callers, you know. I'm very smooth, okay? I'm a sensual being. I don't throw my arms around somebody. It's sparked, an instant, a lightning, electrical, just... Come on, guys. You hold the light. See, and here's what's beautiful. He recognizes that as you've been living in your world and living in your life, and you've been on your path of enlightenment, you've been holding his spark for him. Remember, the magician holds a wand like this. Okay, when he points as above, so below, with his as above, so below, and here he has the light. So what do we see? We see a magic wand. We see a magic wand. This masculine knows that from the moment he met you, from the moment he laid eyes on you, he probably hasn't been able to stop thinking about you. And some masculines could have seen you in a crowd, or you know what I'm saying, something weird like that, where they just skimmed and your face just keeps showing up. I mean, seriously. They saw you on Facebook as a suggestion, or Instagram as a, you know, hey, suggested contact, and they still can't stop thinking about you. Simple things like that, you are all up in their world. You make them feel like they need to move. This is interesting because what we see, first of all, we see an ace and an ace. We have the energy of what was explained here. Look at that. Here's a Knight of Cups, the romance. Oh my gosh, how deep he wants to romance you. And guess what? This is the masculine card for the twin flames. So it's deep as hell, y'all. Okay. Matter of fact, wasn't this also the energy to start? Yeah, for this deck. Again, the masculines are starting to turn around. They've been focused on this for so long. And this to me is in some way, some cases, this is, think about the Three of Cups. You see the different colors? It's like the women they've been with before, the men they've been with before, people that have broken their heart. So think Three of Swords mixed with Three of Cups, you know? And now you've got these women who have the light of what he saw and then has spilled out, which is why every time he sees Four of Cups and he gets the offer, he's like, no, I'm good. I've already had cups. Cups suck. I don't want any more cups, okay? But it's like, look at this. This is who you really want to be? You want to be the guy always wearing freaking death? You want to be the guy that always has to do the devil's bidding, the dark bidding, because you just can't help yourself? It's become a part of who you are to be and move in darkness? No. How does he feel about you? He hates the fact that he can't turn around, that he even has the cloak of death on in the first place. But guess what? You're not going anywhere. You're still in his freaking mind. You're still there. He still cares. So yeah, he feels good. It's deep. It's deep. We've seen both, again, both of the twin flame cards for the masculine and the collective. He knows on a deep level who he is. Remember, this is the 5D, okay? He does. And you light up the world for him. You make him feel complete. You make him feel, oh, like everything is returning. I don't know why I get that word, return. Like everything, like Job, everything that has been lost is returned and then tenfold, okay? You make him feel good. You make him, we see 3 magic wands here. It's like 3 wishes. You can wish for more wishes though, like. Okay. All right, Grace, keep it moving, keep it moving. All right, so we have, what is he hoping for? Is he hoping for a future? Yes, absolutely, we saw that. He definitely wants, we saw king, we saw the queen. Okay, cool. So what is the vision? I like that. What is the vision he has for the future? What's the vision? He want, oh, did something flip? That was weird. Something like flipped over all the way like 360. Oh. Okay, interesting. The vision he has for his future with you. Slow, steady, very, very paced out. Okay, if that's a phrase. Slow and steady. This is a masculine who has spent a lot of times living fast and furious. All right. Now he wants to really, this is the buckle down. Okay. He wants to buckle down. This is the daily routine, the home life. Okay. Routine oriented. He wants to get into a life with you, but he wants to, for the first time in his life, he wants to do it right. This is what he sees for you guys. And look, this is what? 19. This is this year. What's back here? Yes, child. Yes. The Empress. This year. Slow and steady. Okay? Slow and steady. Those of you who have been slowly making progress, again, this reading is more for people who are, you know, not in contact at all, or have been in a long separation, or their separation's been especially tough, even if it's been short. So the little things that you might see after pining or thinking or praying on this person for so long might not be enough. But just remember, slow and steady wins the race. And right now he's trying to move like that turtle, not the hare, okay? There isn't the occasional rare hare where they finish and they get to the end. But most of these masculines are slow and steady, okay? Slow, even this still, he's using his conflict in the darkness of his life to ride him towards you. He's trying to kind of ride out his karma, get things fixed. He's working on it. It's a day-to-day operation for him. But ultimately, what do we see? For the energy to end, we see a lot of, I mean, that's exciting. In the spirit, he knows who you are to him. He remembers you from, you know, when he was a child, if you will. He remembers the hope that he had in what a woman would be. My masculine told me that if He could put a woman together piece by piece, every part of her, even her mind and all of that, her spirit, it would be me. But yet he doesn't want a girlfriend, you know what I mean? He's never wanted a girlfriend, all that stuff. He's always wanted to be free and da-da-da-da-da, and yet he sees me. So again, we see masculines who see these feminines and they think, I know her, because they can sense it in the 5D. All right, so final angel message here. So we see the moon. Wait, I mean, we have a moon coming up. I think it's this, was it this weekend? No, I guess it's next week around this. Oh, is it in a week? It's in a week from now, I think. I'm not sure, guys. Forgive me. But yeah, so we've got a new moon coming. We see here events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. And I think a lot of you have seen that Twin Flame Weekly. We got a big week coming, and it kind of caps off and it ends right when that new moon energy starts to come in. So let's see, what's the message? What do we need to know? Because this is a very particular set of masculines. Again, we've got the tortoise. We've got a slow and steady pace of wanting to build something with you, brick by brick, pentacle by pentacle. So what do we need to know about this? Oh, that was quick. Oh, okay, okay. So, energetically, we have the Ace of Wands, and that's a sync. But what do we see here? What we need to know is there's going to be a significant life event, a powerful revelation. What do we talk about? Okay, that leads to change. Time to spread your wings. It's time to move forward. You know, I know that we don't see wings here, but she's floating. So I'd like to imagine that maybe she's got some wings that we just can't see for some reason, and she needs to open them up. Okay? Open them up. Spread your joy. Spread your victory around. It's time to move, guys. It's time to get going. Look at this. An exciting new opportunity. A significant life event. Career advancement. Time to spread your wings. Change your life now. A powerful revelation that leads to change. Energetically speaking, as well as what they're trying to let us know about, both are saying, hey, change is on its way. But I feel like it's bringing us to a place of balance, and I feel like it's also helping us to release ego. What's back here? And the Ace of Pentacles. I think we started off, yeah, that was the energy to start this deck, I believe. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. Again, you guys, Ace, 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 king, 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 the Empress. I mean, I just, even the world is 21, that's 3. I just feel like there's this divine shift, there's this divine movement right now, and it is calling out and saying, hey, don't be afraid. We keep getting that same old message. Don't be afraid of the tower moments. And this is 7. 1 + 6 is 7. That's about being on the right path, okay? Again, seeing it as choices, not options. And again, options are good, but when options become overwhelming, it's like when you go to a restaurant, it's like Taco Bell. It's like, do you understand Taco Bell is the same, like 16 ingredients just made into 1,000 different, and you're like, do I want my burrito, or do I want a burrito that's been opened into a bowl and baked? Do I want, it's just what? It's just like, look, when you have too much going on, it can be challenging to make a choice. But when you realize, you know what, I have the choice, and you say, I have the power, and just say, you know what do I want? You know what? I wanted a burrito today. I'm getting a freaking burrito. I'm not getting distracted by all this confusion. That's where he's moving into. There are revelations, there are shifts that are happening, and he's finally able to open himself up. And because he's ready to do that, we've got to be ready. Some of us need to be ready to meet our masculines in the sky. Be ready to meet your masculine in the sky, dude. You can't always be down here on the ground asking, where's my man at? Hello, he's trying to fly. These masculines are people who have been grounded for way too long. All right? They belong in the air, flying about, sharing their gifts and their love and their loyalty. And a lot of them have been in this life for so long that's why they're moving so slow. They got a slow horse. But at the same time, we see all these aces. We see all this new energy. We see these kings. We see this authority, okay? And we see these 3s. It's divine. And 3 is the number of freedom. 3 is also the number of the child. Who do we have there? Page of Wands. It's all about discovery. These are great energies. Fantastic energies. So just trust it's all coming. Everything you want and need is coming. And some of it is going to be this week, where there's something crazy that happens. But some of it's just going to be a tower moment in the mind. Okay? It's a moment in the mind that's like a, you know, when your mind is blown and you're like, wow, I never heard that before and it changes everything. Yeah, it doesn't always have to be, you know, I get into some sort of accident or something crazy. It could just be somebody said something to me that clicked and it basically made me feel like I was a different person. So just be open to that because it is a possibility. It is coming. You just have to give it a chance. Okay, as usual, Fiery Grace is a good steward of her gifts. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are in the live chat, go ahead and like this before you leave if you enjoyed the video. You can subscribe if you'd like to hear more from me, and make sure you check the notification bell and get as many or as few notifications from me as you'd like. Guidance by Grace on Instagram, just random posts and stuff. But I'm thinking about starting a IGTV page where I kind of just talk to you guys a bit more and do some more free coaching. Fiery Grace the Gifted on Facebook. You can also join the Class Society. So if you don't want to be my friend, but you want to speak to people like some of the people you saw in the live chat today, or just others that you see in the comments, other people who basically are in the journey, on the journey, whatever, starting the journey, ending the journey, whatever. And you can just talk to people who know what the heck the journey even is, okay? Don't forget, flash sale. It is the best sale I'm ever going to have. I don't know if I'll ever do it again. Mr. Lightwork gave me the idea, just like the 420 rune readings last month. Like, I always am wondering later, like, should I have done that? But it's 27% off for new clients and 31% off for existing clients. So you can get your soul purpose session. You can get some emergency advising. If you want to chat on the phone a bit and get some coaching, talk about your specific situation. If you need some channeled messages. Oh, there's also those DM subscriptions where you can subscribe to weekly, bi-weekly, monthly DM updates like this one. This is the Daily Masculine, so it'll be just like this. And there's all kinds of different options, and all of my readings are now open to non-twin flames as well. So if you're a soulmate or just a light worker who's looking to get some guidance, I'd love to assist you. I'm a prophetess, an empath, and a guide, and that's what I'm here to do. And it's been a wonderful, amazing shift for me into this kind of 5D spiritual work. And I love this ministry. So if you have any questions, you can send me an email, thefiregrace@gmail.com. But you can also just visit the website. Every service that I have is offered and described there. But if you have, you know, the need to tailor something and you want to create a specific type of reading, we can work together to set that up. PayPal is the typical way I accept payments, but you can also use Cash App or Venmo. I don't know. I'm just pretty excited. I think it was this. This is what did it for me. When you see this, and this is the number 3, and you see this, and you see, it's just like, look, 3D, 5D, 5D squared, whatever it might be, into eternity. These masculines recognize you for the beauty of who you are, whether you are, you know, garbed in all this lovely attire out in your natural habitat, looking like a boss, or if you're up in the sky floating, astral projecting and you know, meditating and living in the clouds and just being beautiful and light and shining upon people. No matter what, he sees the light of your countenance and he is absolutely enamored with you. I didn't know what to expect from this reading. I didn't know if maybe we were going to get some divine wake-up calls, if you will. Okay, I really wasn't sure. But to see the Empress come out with the World, with the Ace of Wands, about how deeply he feels about you, it's just a confirmation to me that this love is real for him. Even if he doesn't understand it, even if he doesn't like it, all right? It's real. It matters. And he wants more. He doesn't want to treat you how he's treated other people, which is he doesn't want to half-ass this relationship. If you guys get together, he doesn't want to feel like it's because he had to. He wants to feel like he is there to give you everything you deserve. He wants to build a life with you that makes sense, where you guys can be together every single day for the rest of your lives, and it doesn't ever have to be that abrupt shift, these crazy changes, unless, of course, you know, it's delivered that way. But otherwise, you guys can just be something beautiful. And unfortunately, he spent a lot of time moving too quickly in the past, or not moving at all. And so, yes, it's going to be a bit slow for some of you, but it is going to be beautiful. What he's trying to do is finally, it's a part of a plan, all right? It's a finely tuned idea that has come about because of this freedom that he realizes he has with you. So just trust it. Just know. And again, if you're not sure right now, I know there's a lot of people in the past, I'm going to say about 30 days, there's a lot of people who've been questioning, am I even a twin flame? You know, is this my masculine? Am I the karmic? I know that's been coming up, and that's really healthy to make sure that you're not just moving on something because of some sort of physical need, mental need, spiritual, deficiency. But it's just like some of you can know and trust that when I do these, I'm channeling your actual divine masculine. So you can trust that if that person is your divine masculine and you are a twin, they care. And even if they've never seen you in their life, they know you're out there. Just like there's that great love you deserve. He knows it. That's the one thing that I think keeps calling them and pushing them and pulling them to their feminines, to making change, to working in their light. So just woosah, let it breathe, and know that deep down, these guys are expecting, oh, there he is. Look at that, right above judgment. These guys are expecting the best. They're finally open to the idea of love like they were when they were a kid, when they saw it on TV and they were like, ew, but they were like, wow, look at that. That's great. He wants it. It's coming.